Hello everybody, it's Hannah and welcome back to my channel. So this intro is going to be extremely short because all that I have to say is that I'm doing an entire collection, makeup collection declutter video. I'm going to be going through every single section of my makeup, including eyeshadow palettes. The only thing that won't be in this video is my lip products, only because I just filmed an individual declutter video for that like just a couple of days ago, or it was posted just a couple of days ago. So everything except for my lip products will be in this video. I don't know how much I'm going to declutter. Just looking at my primer collection, I could tell that I'm going to be getting rid of a lot. I really don't use all of these primers. Sometimes I've even been forgetting to use. So let's go ahead and get into it. So one that I know I'm going to keep actually is this NYX Plump Right Back. This is a really good drugstore primer that I'd like to hold on to. Another one I'm going to keep is this mini Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. This one is pretty much brand new. It's a really nice one for winter time. I also have one that is unopened, so I am going to get rid of that. I'm also going to get rid of this Primark PS Primed for Life Probiotic Priming Mist. I don't need this. It's very similar to this one here from MAC. I already have the Fix Plus and I'm going to reach for the Fix Plus over this one, so I'm going to declutter that one. One that I am going to keep, actually, this is probably the only other mini maybe that I'm going to keep. Maybe I'll keep that one. But this is the Smashbox Primerizer. I'm actually going away to South Carolina for my little cousin's children, their communion. So I've actually used up an entire little mini one of these before and it was really good. So I will be keeping that one. This one is technically a declutter. This is the Touch in Sol Glassy Skin Balm. I have maybe one more use if I even want to scrape one out, but this is going to be moved into my empties. Then I have this NYX Marshmallow Primer. Honestly, guys, I don't really know if it's worth it. It's nice, but does it really do much? I really can't tell you, so I'm going to declutter that. Then I have two of these Stila One Step Corrects. I'm actually going to keep both of these. I've used up an entire one of these before, and this one is pretty much done, and this one I picked up at TJ Maxx a little while ago, and this is one of my favorite primers ever, so I will be keeping those. Then I have two pore filling primers. I have the Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Primer and then this little Porefessional. I think if I were to keep one, let me kind of see how they feel. I think I'm going to keep the Porefessional and maybe get rid of the Laura Mercier. If I had to choose, yeah, I think I'm going to keep the Porefessional just because it's a little bit smaller, and I'm just going to pass on this Laura Mercier. It's good, I don't really use blurring primers, and to have two of them that are this big, I don't need it. So I'm gonna pass that one on. Then I also have this Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. Again, one of my favorites. I have mine in the shade Fair 2. Totally gonna keep that one. I also have this Urban Decay Ultra Glow All Nighter Face Primer. To me, very, very similar to this one from NYX, but it is pretty new and I have been enjoying it, so I'm going to hold on to it. This one here from e.l.f. is the Jelly Pop Dew Primer. I don't like this one. It pills up underneath my makeup, so I'm going to declutter it. I also have this one here from Vesca. This one is in the shade Sunrise. So beautiful. I just picked this up during the BoxyCharm drop shop, and I just filmed a video where I use this as a highlighter, and it's so gorgeous. Really, really love this. Definitely going to hold on to it. And then this one here from Ole Henriksen. I've decluttered this and brought it back 1,000 times. I'm finally getting rid of it. I don't need it and I don't want it anymore. I'm going to pass that on. So as far as primers go, this is all we have left. Still probably way too much, but I mean technically that one is going to be gone and it'll just be those. So, and I don't even know if you call this a primer. But yeah, that is primers. Let's move on to foundations. Before I begin my foundations, I also have this little primer here from Rare Beauty that I'm going to keep. This is their Always an Optimist Illuminating Primer, and that one I will keep as well. Mind my little bit of primers you can see here on the side, but we are on to foundation. Don't ask me why I have so many foundations. I don't even wear foundation, which is the funniest thing. Right off the bat, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this L'Oreal Infallible. This one is old. I'm also going to get rid of this Maybelline Super Stay in the shade 118. These are just old and expired, so I'm going to throw them away. Another one that's also a waste of money. I bought this when MAC was having a buy 5 items for whatever, $50. I don't know whatever it came out to, but this is the MAC Studio Water Weight Foundation. And you know what? Maybe it's not bad. I've never really used it, and it's a little bit dark for me, so maybe one of my friends will like it, but I'm going to throw these away, and I'm going to declutter this one. Another one that I think I'm going to get rid of is this one here from Givenchy. This one was sent to me, I think, from Influencer. It's just too light of a color. It's in the shade 1N80, and I find that if you're wearing a foundation that's too light, it's just going to make all of your dryness and texture look 10 times worse. So unfortunately, I am going to declutter that one as well. Then one that I really like is this one here from Fenty Beauty. This is the Eavesdrops in the shade 3. Definitely going to keep those. One that's a little bit similar to the Fenty Beauty one, except I don't think this one has, yeah, this one doesn't have SPF, but this one here from Tower 28 does. This is their Sunny Days Broad Spectrum SPF 30 tinted sunscreen. I have mine in the shade Larchmont. I wore this in my most recent like get ready with me video, which I actually filmed earlier today, and I still have it on right now, and my skin looks so good. Absolutely love that. Definitely going to keep it. Then this is like my issue are these two foundations here. This is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation in the shade 4.5. I don't know, like, I don't really know how I ever wore this, and I wore it a lot, like, but it's so dark. I don't really know, like, what the deal is. I don't know if it got darker, like, I don't know if it just oxidized from getting a little bit older or what. But that one, I don't even know if I could wear it anymore. And then I have this one here from Urban Decay. This is their Stay Naked liquid foundation in 30 CG, which is kind of a similar deal. I think that the shade on this one is probably a little bit better. Like, it's not as orangey as the Giorgio Armani one, especially as it sits. So I don't really know. I guess if I were to keep one dark one, considering I don't even really wear legitimate foundation anymore, I'm going to get rid of the Giorgio Armani one, and I'm going to keep the Urban Decay. Then I also have this one here from Kosas. This is their tinted face oil in the shade 3.5. This one is also kind of a little bit dark, which don't really know how that happened, but it does blend out very well, and it's just like, I don't know. I feel like it's a really good summery one, to be honest. It kind of blends into nothing, but it just makes your skin look really nice and velvety, so I am going to keep that one. Then I have three sort of like stick type foundations here. I have this one here from Merit. I am affiliated with Merit if you were interested in checking anything out from them. I have a link down below if you want to use that. Anyway, this is in the shade Silk. This one is so good. Really love this. The color is really good for me, and I love the formula of that one. This one was my original favorite ever stick foundation. This is from Flesh. It's in the shade 05 Creme Fraiche. I don't even know if Flesh is a brand anymore. I only have a very little bit of this. This was my favorite stick foundation ever. I don't even know, like, I don't know if it's still good or not. Let me see kind of how it compares to this one here. This is another amazing, amazing stick foundation. Is this one from Primark, actually. This is their PS My Perfect Color Foundation and Contour Stick. I have mine in the shade Porcelain. The shade of this, the color, it's so creamy and smooth. It looks actually kind of pale, but it goes really well on my skin, and I really enjoy all of these. So I definitely know I want to keep the Primark one. This one, I just don't know if it's too old at this point. I mean, it does smell a little bit chemically, and it says that this only lasts 16 or 18 months, and I've definitely had this for way, way longer, so I think I'm just going to get rid of this one. Then the last sort of like lightweight type thing I have is this here from Glossier. This is the Perfecting Skin Tint in the shade, I think, G11. Really good. I actually ordered off of Poshmark the concealer, and the seller sent me this for free with it, and I was like, cool. I actually do really like it. If I had to compare this one to the Kosas one, I would say I probably like this Glossier one a little bit more. So definitely going to keep it. The color is like exactly my skin tone too. Like when I put this on my face, it's like an exact dupe. So really cool. Definitely going to hold on to that one. Then I have these last three things over here. This is from Essence. This is their Fresh and Fit Awake makeup. I actually used up an entire bottle of this a couple of years ago, and I finally was able to repurchase it off of their website. Mine in the shade 20 Fresh Nude, but it just looked very cakey and did not wear very well at all. I don't know if they changed the formula or what. Maybe I just did not have very good taste in foundation back then. But yeah, this one is pretty much brand new, so I am going to declutter that. I also have this e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. This is pretty much my only very full coverage foundation, aside from like maybe the stick foundations and then this Stay Naked, but this color does not always work for me. You can see they're very different shades, but this one is really good for when I'm just like not fake tanned or anything. The e.l.f. Camo CC Cream in the shade Fair 120N. So I'm going to hold on to that one. And then I have this from Purely's. This is their Radiant Glow Illuminating BB Cream. This is in the shade Light Medium. I think it was too dark for me. Yeah, even just looking at the little bit on the outside, I know that it's too dark for me, so I'm going to declutter that one. All right, this is it now for foundations. I feel like a weight has been lifted off of my chest that I got rid of all of those other foundations. I'm so happy with everything that I still have here. And yeah, let's go ahead and move on to my concealers. So my concealers actually have in this little tray. I have quite a lot of concealers, and I, again, definitely think I can totally get rid of a bunch of them. The first two that I'm going to keep are these ones here from Glossier. I have them in the shades G11 and G10. G11 is the lighter one, which is pretty much my perfect match when I'm not fake tanned. And then I have G10, which I've actually used up an entire one of these before, but this one's a little bit better for when I am fake tanned. So definitely going to hold on to those two. This one is like my current favorite. This is the Maybelline Age Rewind Eraser in the shade, I don't know. It doesn't say on here. I think the sticker may have fallen off the bottom, but one of the lightest shades, but it's really good. It's like a pretty perfect match for me, so I'm going to hold on to that. I also have this here from Kimchi Chic. This is their Most Concealer. I have this in the shade White for when I want to do like colorful looks with like pressed pigment eyeshadows. So this one is more of an eyeshadow primer, but it's just in with my concealers, so I'm going to keep that. Then I have this green concealer from Kokie. This is their Be Bright Illuminating Concealer. Again, this is kind of more of a color corrector, not really a true concealer, but it is brand new and can be helpful to have, so I will hold on to that one. Then I have this little mini Tarte Shape Tape, ultra creamy. It is so itty bitty tiny. I did actually use this today, and I'm putting this in my Shop My Stash since I used up a different Tarte by the Sea concealer. It's actually really good. My under eyes look extremely smooth, and I'm very happy with this. So definitely going to hold on to it, and this one is in the shade 20S Light Sand. Then I have this here from e.l.f. This is the Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Light Ivory. Mine is very, very old, and it's also pretty much empty. I think at this point I'm just going to call it done and going to pop this into my empties. Then I have this here from Winky Lux. This is the Peeper Perfect Concealer in the shade Light Beige. I don't know if I've ever even really tested this out. It looks like it's probably going to be a bit too dark. Yeah, I think that's going to be a little bit too dark for me, so I'm just going to declutter that. Then I have this from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Under Eye Corrector in the shade number 1. I actually do really, really enjoy this one. As you can see, I've hit pan, so I'm going to keep that. Then I have these two concealers here from Hourglass. These are in the shades Oat and Cotton. I think both of them are just a little bit too dark for me. I did bring one with me when I went to my Nashville vacation, and it was nice. The formula was good, but it was just very sort of like yellowy and just not the correct color. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and finally get rid of these two. They're also a little bit older, so they don't need to be sitting around in my collection anymore. Then I have this from Benefit. This is a really, really good concealer. It's actually fairly light for me, so I'm just not using it right now, but it is really good when I'm like very pale, and I really like the formula. It's also a good brightening concealer as well. So this is in the shade number 1, and I'm going to hold on to that. Then I don't know what this cap is from, but toss that. I also have this from NYX. This is their Bear With Me Concealer Serum. This one is in the shade, not sure actually. I don't really know if it says on here. I think it may have been on like a sticker that was on here, but obviously you take that off. This one I'm not 100% sure with. It's having this little Tarte Shape Tape one makes me feel like I don't need this because this was like my very full coverage concealer. So I think I'm happy just keeping this little Tarte one and decluttering this NYX one. I told you guys, we're being ruthless today. I do not want to hold on to stuff anymore that I'm not using. Then I have this here from Lancome. This is their Tint Idol Ultra Wear Concealer in the shade Buff Neutral, and this one is really good. It's a little bit deep for me, but it's a really nice sort of all over the face type of concealer, especially again when I'm a little bit more tan over the summer. Not even fake tanned necessarily, but just a little bit more tanned. I find that it works well, so I'm going to hold on to that one. And then these last two are actually pretty new to my collection. I really do like both of them. This is the NARS Soft Matte Concealer, little potted one in the shade Light 1.25 Affogato. Really good, very high full coverage, super good for spot concealing on your face. Not my favorite on the under eyes, but again, I do like it on the face. And then I have this from Rose Inc, which is so good. It is very, very full coverage, but I also like to use this one as sort of like a foundation as well if I'm going for a more full coverage look. And I have mine in the shade LX030. This was a recommendation from Hannah Louise Poston, and it did not disappoint. So very happy with all of those. Now let's try and maybe we could squeeze like my foundations and concealers all into one thing together. This one I'm going to keep with here in my Shop My Stash, like everyday makeup drawer. So I'm going to throw these in, and then I'm also going to keep out this one and what is it? The other Tower 28 one. So let me see if I can pop these in here. Also forgot this little primer to go with my other primers, but yeah, I mean, it fits pretty well. So I'm going to put this stuff away, and then next we're actually going to be doing my setting sprays just because they're in the same drawer as these products, and I just want to finish up that entire drawer. So let's go ahead and move on to my setting sprays. As far as setting sprays go, I really don't have too many, and I probably won't declutter that many of these just because I'm pretty happy with what I have here. I have my MAC Fix Plus, which is not one that I use every day, but I use it for like very specific things, so I'm going to hold on to that. Then I have this all-nighter pollution protection, which I'm going to hold on to just because it is probably the only thing that's sort of my next like long wearing, and I'm working on using up this IT Cosmetics one, so I don't want to have to repurchase one when I have a perfectly fine one. So I'm going to keep both of these. They're really, really good. I also have this little mini Benefit Professional. I don't really know how good it is, but it's my only tiny one that I like to bring with me for travel, especially if I'm going on a plane, so I'm going to hold on to that. And then I have this ABH Dewy Set, which is really, really good, especially when my skin is more dry in like the winter months, so I am going to keep it. I have used up an entire one of these before, and this was repurchased. Really good. Then I have this one here from Koki. This is their Refresh Hydrating Setting Spray. I can't remember how I acquired this, but I don't need it, so I am going to declutter this one. Got rid of only one setting spray, but I only have four really, and then just this one itty bitty one. So I think next maybe we'll do like setting powder. I don't really have many of those, but yeah, we will do setting powder next. So here we have a setting powder, and I literally did not even know that I had this much setting powder. For somebody who really only wears the same like 2 or 3 setting powders, this is a little bit much. So let's get into it. Starting off with this one here from Pat McGrath. This is one of my all-time favorite powders. This is their under eye setting powder. This is just in the lightest one. It's sort of this like white translucent one. I've used up one of these before, and as you can see, I've made pretty good progress on this one here, so definitely gonna keep that one. It's like my favorite. Another favorite of mine is this one here from Maybelline. This is the Fit Me powder in the shade 05 Fair. I did used to have this in light, but I find that I wear fair a little bit more. It's kind of better for my under eyes, and I've used up almost this entire thing. I have like maybe a quarter of it left, so definitely enjoy that one. Then I have this one from Lawless. This is the Seal the Deal Loose Setting Powder. I think this is a mini, but it's really lasted me quite a long time, especially because I sort of go between it with these ones, and I do have just a little bit of this one left, so I'm going to keep those. As far as the rest of these go, I think I'm going to get rid of all of them except these two. So this one is not even really a setting powder. This is a Bare Minerals powder concealer in the shade Well Rested, and I like to use this for very stubborn breakouts. I find that it covers them very well, so I'm going to hold on to that. And then this is actually my favorite powder ever. This is the Beauty Bakery Flour Powder, and this is a little itty bitty mini of it. I've used up 2 full sizes of this before, and I'm just wanting to work on some of my other powders before I actually reopen this one, so I'm going to hold on to that one. But as far as these ones go, I think I'm going to get rid of them all. This is a pressed powder here from Becca. This is their Light Shifter Finishing Veil, and it's very nice. I mean, is it? I don't even know. It doesn't really do much. It's just sort of like a glowy powder, and I've discovered that in my new Alamar like trio that I just purchased from them, I love the powder, and this does very similar things. And of course, this one you can't really get anymore, and I do see it sometimes at like TJ Maxx and stuff, so I could get it if I wanted it again, but I don't need it right now, so I'm going to get rid of it. I have not used that in forever. Then I have this from MAC. This is their Studio Fix Powder Plus Foundation in the shade NC30. It's just far too dark for me, and I don't really use powder foundations like this anymore, and clearly it's just not the right color, so I don't really know how I ever used this again. I don't really know, but I'm going to declutter that. Then I have this from Primark. This is their PS Blurred Out Skin Conditioning Universal Blurring Powder. This one is nice. It's one of those like HD type of powders, but I just don't use loose powder that much anymore. And it's basically this, but loose. So I'm just going to get rid of this one. Same thing with the Peach Perfect. It's nice, but I just don't need it. It has a little bit of like a peachy sort of tint to it, so it kind of darkens my under eyes a little bit if I use it on my under eyes. So getting rid of those. Then I also have this here from, I don't know. I actually don't know what the brand, oh, Bella Pierre. This is their banana setting powder, and I don't really use banana powders. I just find that they're too dark for me, so I'm going to declutter it. I got this in like an Ipsy, I think, so getting rid of that one. And then this I want to keep, but it's just really gigantic, of their mineral veil, which is good, but I don't use it, so I'm just going to declutter this. So getting rid of those as well. So now for powders, all I have left really are 3 loose powders, 2 opened, 1 unopened, a pressed powder, and this powder concealer. So let's go ahead now and move on to, well, let's do bronzers. We'll do bronzers next. Also, I did miss out on one powder. This one is from Ciate. It's their Marbled Light Powder in Cashew. I am going to declutter this as well. I've had this for a very long time, and I don't really see a place for it in my collection anymore. So I frequently go through my bronzers and blushes and stuff. I don't know how many, honestly, I'm going to get rid of from this category. Maybe like 2 or 3 if I'm really being ambitious. But I guess we'll sort of get started with it. I have this one here from NARS. This is the Velarda or Villardo blush, or sorry, bronzer. I don't know if I just said blush this whole time. So good. One of my all-time favorite bronzers ever. It's just such like a perfect color. That color right there is amazing. Not orangey, but it's not ashy. It's just the perfect neutral and is my dream bronzer. It's so good. Definitely gonna keep that one. Then I have this one from Mented. This is their Beach Bum bronzer. And this one, even though it's pretty orangey, especially, you know, compared to the other one, I really like it. It blends out very nicely, and I find that I really enjoy this one. So I'm gonna keep those 2. Another one I definitely know I'm going to keep is this Dior one. This is the Dior Forever Natural Bronzer in the shade 05 Warm Bronze. Very similar to the NARS one, I find, and I really, really enjoy that one. Totally going to keep. For a more glowy bronzer, I actually really, really like this butter bronzer from Physicians Formula. This is a little mini that I got from like TJ Maxx or something. It's just like so creamy and so nice, and I really love the shade of it. Definitely gonna hold on to that one. I have a couple of cream products here, and I definitely know I'm gonna keep this one from Charlotte Tilbury. I'm just working on using this one up. Not my favorite formula. It's their contour wand in fair medium. I find that it picks up any makeup that I have on underneath, but it does go over top of like bare skin really well, so I do like that one. This one was also recently sent to me from Tower 28. This is their Bronzino in the shade West Coast. Really like this one. I wore this again in my most recent video, and I have it on today. It's really beautiful. It has very nice shimmer in it for the summertime. Then I have these 2 here, which I've kind of compared to each other, but really there is no comparison. The e.l.f. one is way, way better. I was working on using up this one a little bit more before I allowed myself to open this e.l.f. one, but to be honest, something about the color of this one is just not it. It is also, I don't know, maybe drying up or something. It's just sort of a weird texture now. This is the ABH Cream Bronzer in Amber. It's just sort of a weird color to me. I don't know. It's just not correct. So I'm going to declutter that one. And I'm going to keep the e.l.f. one. Then I have a couple of more powder bronzers. For glowy bronzers, I really like this one. This is the Sun Puppy bronzer. I've used this up a lot actually, and I really like the shade of it. It's a little bit more like pale, but on the red side, so it's kind of interesting. So I do like that one, and I'm going to keep it. Another glowy one is this Huda Beauty Glowish. To me, it just doesn't stand out to me. I don't know if it's because it's a mini or what, but I just find that I never reach for it, so I'm going to declutter it. 2 newer bronzers that I have here. This one is from Alamar. This is their Hydrating Complexion Trio, and this is the light version of it. Really, really good. I love the powder in here as well. It's so beautiful to like a more glowy sort of radiant powder like what I was talking about before. And then the 2 bronzers are really nice, so I'm going to keep that. And then I have this Viseart one. Is a really nice matte bronzer. Definitely going to hold on to it. And my Hoola Benefit bronzer is really good as well. Now, these ones, I don't know. I know I'm going to declutter this one. This is the Shades by Shan Latte, like contour powder. I'm going to declutter that. And I have this little NARS palette. This has Laguna and Orgasm in it. My boyfriend got me this for my birthday a couple years ago, and it's still good, and I like having the shade Laguna because it's a little bit darker than the other NARS one that I have, so I'm going to hold on to it. And then this Nobble one, I've been going back and forth kind of if I like it or not. It's nice. I just find that it takes me quite a bit to sort of build it up on my face. So I do think I am going to just declutter this one. So as far as blush goes, I really, really love a lot of my blush, and I just don't know realistically how many I'm actually going to go ahead and get rid of. But Well, let's get into it. All right, well, starting off with a favorite of mine is this one here from Kimchi Chic. This is the Thaler blush in the shade Vacation. This is kind of new to me, but I've been using it every single day since I got it. It is just the most beautiful blush. The formula, the color, everything. It is so good. 100% keeping that one. Another one I'm definitely keeping is this blush palette. It also has a highlight from Pat McGrath. This is the Divine Blush and Glow Trio in Galactic Sun. I love the Pat McGrath blush formula, so of course I'm going to be keeping that one. I also have a Pat McGrath blush in the single form. This is the shade Paradise Venus. This one is pretty dark, but I do really enjoy it, so definitely going to keep that one. Then I have this one here from Huda Beauty. This is the Glowish in the shade 03 Berry Juicy. This is the Cheeky Vegan blush. And I don't know. I just, I don't know. Let me see how it compares to my Clinique Fig Pop. It's pretty similar. I mean, it's obviously way more berry toned. The only other sort of cool tone shade I have is the Divine Rose color. So let's see how that compares. Yeah, I mean, Divine Rose is just a sort of softer version of it, and I don't really wear that color too often, so I do think I am going to get rid of this one from Huda. Then I have two MAC blushes. I have the shades Warm Soul and Lovejoy. I really love both of these. Warm Soul, of course, is my favorite. This is just so iconic. It's such a good shade, and I find that it's really pretty on me. I don't know why I didn't swatch, but on my cheeks it just goes on really nicely, and I find that it's natural but also can be built up. But for Lovejoy, this one has a little bit more actual sparkle in it, and I find that it can be a little bit much, and it's very similar to some other ones that I have, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of Lovejoy. I just don't use it as much as the other one, and if I'm using a MAC blush, I'm definitely almost always going to go for Warm Soul. Then I have some cream blushes here. These are both from Tower 28. These ones are both sent to me over in PR. This one is in the shade Golden Hour, and this one is in the shade Magic Hour. Definitely going to be keeping those. They're pretty new to me. Another one that was sent to me in PR, again, I'm an affiliate with Merit if you wanted to check them out. This one is in the shade Terracotta. Very pretty, a very natural, neutral toned blush. So very nice, true nude shade to have, so definitely going to keep it. Another one that's new to my collection is this one from M Cosmetics. This is in the shade Venetian Rose. It is so gorgeous. Really love this one as well. I mean, it's just so pretty, and again, blended out. It's really nice, so I'm also wearing that one today as well, and it's so pretty. Then this one, also from Bobbi Brown. This one is in the shade Powder Pink. It's one of their Pot Rouge. So gorgeous. I'm obsessed with this color, and I definitely think my next Shop My Stash rotation, I'm going to put this blush in there because it's so gorgeous. I have this one here from V Cosmetic, and this is in the shade Natural Kiss. I got this in an Ipsy, but I've never used it. It's actually a very beautiful shade. It's a shade that I would wear, but I am just going to pass it on since it's still untouched. One that's another favorite of mine is this one here from Milani. This is in the shade Luminoso. So pretty. It's so unique, so glowy and beautiful. Obsessed with it. Definitely keeping that one. Another one I'm going to keep is this one here from Clinique. This is in the shade number 10, Fig Pop. Really nice. Very similar actually to the Ciate one, which is this one in the shade Date Night. I don't know if this is one of their marble blushes or what, but they're very similar to each other. This one is just a little bit more glowy, and I love both of them. I'm going to keep it. I have this one here from Seraphine Botanicals. It's a little bit more pinky, kind of rose gold. I always say this is the blush that got me into blush, and I always want to keep it for that reason, but I just don't wear it anymore, so I am finally going to declutter this one. I also have this e.l.f. Putty blush. This is in the shade Bali. The formula is okay. It's kind of similar to the Putty bronzer, but I just don't really like it in the blush formula. I don't know, when it goes on, it's just sort of more brown than it actually looks in the pan or something. I don't really know, but I don't love the shade of it, and the formula is not my favorite for a cream blush. It's a very matte, so I'm going to declutter this. I also have this blush here from ColourPop. This is part of their Animal Crossing collection. It's in the shade Flower Power. It's a very sort of unique lilac color, which is, yeah, unique to my collection, so I'm gonna keep that. Then I have this from Tarte. This is in the shade Captivating. It's a very pretty color, actually, and this was in my Shop My Stash a little while back, and I did kind of enjoy it. It's more peachy than some of my other blushes that I have, so I'm going to hold on to it. Then I have these ones. This one here from Melt. This is in the shade Raw Honey. This is one of their Digital Dust Duo blushes. I like it. Not my favorite formula. It's a little bit too sparkly and metallic for me. So I think eventually I may declutter it, but for now I'm gonna keep it. I have this one here from The Balm. This is the Third Date blush. I don't even know if I've ever even used it. I think I may have just, yeah, I didn't even swatch it. So I'm just going to declutter that. And then these last two, again, not super in love with them. I mentioned in my last video that I'm testing this one out a little bit more. I have it on today and it is kind of pretty. It's just very, very metallic, and I don't know if it's like my ideal blush formula, but I will hold on to it for now. And then this one from Chantecaille. This is a big regret purchase. This was in the shade Grace. I thought that the shade was pretty, and I just heard that the Chantecaille blushes and stuff were really nice. But I don't know, it's just kind of, you know, a basic like pinky matte blush. So it was expensive though, so I am going to hold on to it. But you know, didn't get rid of a ton of stuff, but definitely got rid of probably more than I thought I was going to. So that is it for blushes. Let's move on to highlighters now. All right, so we are here on to highlighter. Also, I did have one more blush I forgot to mention. This is the Rare Beauty blush in the shade Nearly Neutral. This is like a sort of creamy type of blush, really, really pretty and one of my favorites. So I am keeping that one as well. Now for highlighters, I have a lot of highlighters, and like I wear pretty much the same couple of highlighters. So hopefully I can declutter some. It's just hard because like I have a lot of old favorites, or ones that were like gifts or expensive, or ones that I love but I just don't use right now, and I don't really know. But let's go through it. Anyway, I have this one here from Fenty Beauty. This is the How Many Carats Diamond Balm. This is such a unique product. It's sort of like a clear, I don't even know, it's like not a gel, but I don't know what it is, but it just has like this silver glitter in it, and it is the most unique formula. It's so pretty. It's so fun to wear on like a night out when you're like under lights and stuff. So I, of course, am going to keep that. Another one of my favorite highlighters is this here from Natasha Denona. This is the Super Glow in the shade 02 Light Medium. This is just such a pretty, like, very thin formula highlighter, and it has very nice shine to it, so I'm going to keep that. Another one that I know I'm going to keep is this here from Pat McGrath. This is their Skin Fetish Sublime Skin Highlighter in the shade Lunar Nude. Very pretty. It's so gorgeous. I really love this one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to swatch everything, but I love that. It's so pretty. Another favorite is this from MAC. This is their Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle. So good. Again, I love the shade of it. Another one from MAC is their Extra Dimension Skin Finish in the shade Double Gleam. This is like a really sort of stark white gold color, different than what I normally like typically go for, but I still do really like it. So love that one. I also have this one here from REM Beauty. This is in the shade Miss Mercury, which I really love as well. They're all very similar shades, but they're all like kind of different formulas, and I just feel like that one is really beautiful, so I have to keep it. This one, I think though, from Bobbi Brown, this is the highlighting powder in the shade Pink Glow. It's pretty. It's a very sparkly though, so it's not really like my type of highlighter that I like to go for, but it is very pretty. All right, let me think actually. So as far as pink highlights go, I also have this one from Wet n Wild. This is Bloom Time. So this one is also pink. So those are those two next to each other. I think I prefer Bloom Time over it. And I have one other pink one. I have a Becca one in the shade Rose Quartz. So let's see how this one compares as well. So that's Becca right here, and then Wet n Wild, and then the Bobbi Brown. I think this is kind of sad because you can't get Becca anymore. I mean, you can get Champagne Pop and you can get their under eye corrector, but you can't get this anymore, and this is actually really new. I don't know, guys. Maybe I'll like give it to my mom. That way she'll always have it, but like it's just not in my collection. I think I'm going to declutter the Becca one. And I'm going to keep the Bobbi Brown for now, but that one's kind of on the chopping block. It's not really my type of highlight. It's kind of way too glittery. All right, you know what? I'm also going to get rid of the Bobbi Brown, but I will be keeping the, I don't know where it is. I will be keeping the Wet n Wild one. So I'm going to declutter this one, give the Becca one to my mom, and keep the Wet n Wild. The other Wet n Wild one I have is Precious Petals, and this one is very, very stunning. It's a very pretty rose gold, pretty similar actually to Champagne Pop from Becca. So I'm going to keep that. I also have Moonstone from Becca as well. and this one is very pretty. This one's more subtle, but I kind of like it, so I'm gonna keep that. And then of course I'm gonna keep Champagne Pop as well. This one is very, very nice. So yeah, I don't know, I feel like I keep saying the same thing, but I do like it. I have this one here from Stila. This is their Kitten Heaven's Hue highlighter, and this one is like one of those sort of putty highlighters, and it is, oh my gosh, amazing. This one gives you that super high shine without being like textured, and it's really, really good. So I'm gonna hold on to that one. I also have this here from Pixi. This is the Glowy Gossamer Duo and Delicate Dew. This was in my project pan a while back, actually. You could see I have a pretty good dip in this, and this one is another one that's just that like wet look, crazy good, but not textured. I don't know how well you'll be able to see. So keeping that one. I also have this from Fenty. This is their Kilowatt Foil in Mimosa Sunrise and Sangria Sunset. It looks crazy, but I've actually mixed them together before and just like really lightly sort of dusted it over, and it was actually very pretty. So I am going to keep that one. Then these two, I guess maybe I can get rid of. This is from IBY. This is in the shade Maldives, and I mean it's very nice. It's just very like basic, I guess, and like if I'm keeping so many other ones, I don't really need to keep this little one, so I'm tossing that. And then also this Undone Beauty one, it is just gigantic. I did not realize it would be this big, and I only use really these two shades, which are very nice, very similar to the Pixi formula, but the Pixi packaging is half as obnoxious, so I'm just going to declutter this Undone one. And then I think last thing I have over here for highlights is this palette from Ofra. This is one of the like Nikki Tutorials trios with Space Baby, Glazed Donut, and Glow Goals. That one was just mixed with a different one. These are crazy, and I just feel like I have to keep it, especially because like this one has kind of a fun shade with like that blue shift to it, so it's pretty unique. So I'm gonna hold on to that one. Not very successful in the highlight department. Did get rid of a couple of them, but yeah, that is it for the highlights. I don't know what the next category will be. I'll kind of have to go through my makeup and we'll see. But yeah, I'll catch you in the next part. This is like a common theme, but I did forget one other highlight. This is the Kimchi Chic highlight, the Thaler Get Glow highlighter in the shade Hollywood Glow. My favorite highlighter ever. It's so amazing. It's just the most beautiful, beautiful highlight. Hang on, that was a bad swatch. The most beautiful highlight ever. I'm obsessed. Definitely keeping this one as well. Oop, I know I said one more, but I actually did forget this one. This is a cream highlighter from About Face in the shade Fight or Flight. This is their Light Lock highlighter fluid, and this thing is like crazy. It's really pretty, kind of like a metallic pink sort of color, but this one's really good as well. So I'm also going to keep that one. So next section I decided to do would be mascara. I literally have so many mascaras. This is really ridiculous. I really only wear 2 if I'm wearing mascara, and right now I'm not even wearing any because I am currently doing the false-cara system, so I always pretty much have on false eyelashes, so definitely do not need all of this. But basically, first one I'm going to keep is this one here from Merit. This is my favorite one. It is like a tubing mascara. It's a really, really good non-waterproof mascara for me. I have a very hard time using waterproof mascaras that actually hold a curl on my lashes, and this one is really great. Again, this one was sent to me, but yeah, really, really good. Definitely keeping that one. The other one I know that I'm going to be holding on to is this one here from L'Oreal. This is their Air Volume Mascara in the shade, I think like Blackest Black, and this is in their waterproof formula. Amazing. It has really good lengthening abilities, and it is also very curling and very, very volumizing. So of course going to keep that one. As far as the rest of these go, I can kind of go either way on them, to be honest. I think I am going to actually keep this one here from MAC. This is the Magic Extension Mascara. It's not the best, but it does have these fibers in it, so it's pretty fun to use those to like extend my eyelashes, so I do really enjoy that one. I also have this one here from Grande Lash. This is their Grande Mascara, the Waterproof Conditioning Peptide Mascara. This one is not very old at all. I do have to put on probably 10,000 coats of this for it to actually look good, but it's really nice whenever I do decide to use it, so I'm going to hold on to it. And then I think maybe I'll keep like 2 more. I'm going to hold on to this one from Huda Beauty. This is the Legit Lashes. This is another really, really good one. That is a super nice non-waterproof mascara, but it is also very volumizing and holds my curl very well. And I've actually used up an entire one of these before, so love that one. And then I think just to have as like a whatever kind of throw on mascara, I'm going to keep this Benefit Roller Lash. It's not my favorite again, like my lashes kind of fall with it, but it's not bad, and it's still pretty new, so I'm going to hold on to those. The rest of these I'm going to get rid of. I have 3 that are actually unopened, so I think I'm going to just give all these away. I have a Benefit Bad Gal Bang, I have a Roller Lash Mini, and then I also have a full-sized Urban Decay Perversion. I'm going to pass all of these on. As far as these ones go, I mean, this one isn't bad, this L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. It's okay. This is, again, in the waterproof formula. I just prefer the air volume to it, but it's still, you know, it's not bad, so I guess I'll keep that one, but these ones I'm all going to get rid of. This is the Benefit They're Real Magnet Mascara. This is actually empty, so I'm going to move this over into my empties. And then this one from Primark, this is their Aqua Lash. It's a waterproof mascara. It's okay. It's just, it's really, you know, nothing special. So I'm just going to get rid of it. And then this one is from It Cosmetics. This is the Hello Lashes. This one pretty much does nothing to my eyelashes, so I'm going to get rid of it. And then I have this one from Maybelline. This is the Falsies Push Up Drama Mascara. And it's, again, fine. Doesn't really do anything. So I'm just going to also declutter these 3 out of my collection. So this is all that's left for mascara. Pretty good considering how we started out. But again, I'm not really wearing mascara right now. These are my 2 main ones, and these are sort of like what if ones that I'm just going to hold on to the side. So now maybe we'll go ahead and go into some single eyeshadows. I'm not going to go through my ColourPop eyeshadows just because I recently did a ranking video of all of them, and I know I'm not going to get rid of any of them. So if you want to see my ColourPop eyeshadow collection, go onto my channel and check out my ranking video. But let's go ahead and move on to like my sort of single eyeshadows, and that's what we'll do next. All right, again, sticking with the theme, I always seem to miss one. I also have this mascara from Kokie. This is the Stay Dry Waterproof Mascara. It is a very, very dry formula, and I just find that it doesn't do much for my lashes, so this is just another one that I'm going to declutter. Now, onto my eyeshadows, like single eyeshadows and stuff. I also figured I would throw in like my eye primers in here as well. I don't have very many, and I already know I'm going to get rid of like 2 of them, so I have this NYX Glitter Primer, which I'm going to keep. It's like a glitter glue. And then I have this e.l.f. Party Proof, or not e.l.f., I have this ColourPop Party Proof eye primer, and this one is really good. It's very similar to that one from Smashbox. I find that this one even has like a little bit sort of like more grip to it, so I'm going to keep that one. Then I have these 2 from Smashbox. This one is brand new, so I'm going to get rid of this one, of course, and then this one is almost empty, but it's really, really old, so I'm just going to throw this one out. So decluttering these 2 and keeping these 2. Then we have all of my sort of single eyeshadow type of things. I really don't have very many because I really don't wear single eyeshadows. I guess we'll start off with these 2 from ColourPop. I thought that these were gel liners, but it turns out they're just a cream color, so I don't really know what that means. But this one's in Spring Day. I tried to use them as liners, but it was horrible, and I'm pretty sure they're like dried up now. So I'm going to get rid of that one. And then I also have this one in Stardust, which I thought was a really cute yellow. You can see I really tried using this one, but it just, they did not work. So I am going to, oh, and this one just broke. Great. So definitely getting rid of those 2. And then I have these 2 from REM Beauty. This one is in the shade As If. This is one of the matte ones. And this one is in the shade Science Fair, which is very pretty. I feel like I need to play around with this one a little bit more, but I just don't see myself using the matte one. So I'm going to declutter this one. And I'm going to keep this one. And then I have 2 Stila ones here. They're very similar, actually. This one is in the shade Eternal, which is very pretty. And yeah, not dried up. Very nice. I don't really wear formulas like this, so I'm going to declutter that one. And then I have this one in the shade Smoldering Satin, which I feel compelled to keep for some reason. I don't know why. It makes me kind of happy just like looking at it. So I think I'm just going to keep it. I also have this little eyeshadow here from Quo Beauty. This is in the shade Prim. This is like one of their little single eyeshadows. I got this when I was in Canada. It's just kind of like a barely there shade, but it's sentimental to me, so I am just going to hold on to it. Another sort of like cream type of shadow that I have is this from e.l.f. This is the e.l.f. XJ Kissa Suki to My Heart. This one has like a green side, which is nice. I don't use cream eyeshadows like this. And then it also has this other really, really beautiful sort of like sheer side that has all of this gorgeous glitter in it. And I'm just not taking advantage of using this. And I definitely think that someone else definitely could use it. So I'm going to declutter that. And then lastly, I have this one here from Ciate. This is their Eye Luster Cream Shadow in the shade Eclectic. This one survives every single declutter video that I do because I just feel like it's so pretty. And here I am again wanting to keep it. I don't know what the problem is with this, but it's so gorgeous. I really need to just use this on my eyes because this is such a pretty formula. Definitely holding on to it. Then I have some little single shadows here. This is from JD Glow. This is actually a loose pigment. This is in the shade Astonishing. It's sort of like that, like red base with like a teal shift to it. I didn't realize that this was a loose pigment, so I'm going to declutter it. I have this little NYX single eyeshadow. This is in the shade Zen. I actually wore this on my senior prom back in 2017, and looking back, it's not a very nice green. It doesn't even look green when I swatch it out, but it's sentimental, so I'm going to hold on to that one. And then I have this little Natasha Denona Retro Palette single. This is in the shade Helio. I had this, and this is such a beautiful shade, but I actually own the full Retro Palette now, so I don't need the mini anymore, so I'm going to declutter that one as well. Then lastly, I have a couple of sticks here. I have this one here from Thrive Cosmetics. This is the Brilliant Eye Brightener in the shade Aurora, which is gorgeous, but I'm not going to use that. So I'm going to declutter it. But these two from Bobbi Brown, I feel compelled to keep. This one is in the shade Golden Pink. So pretty. I picked this up recently, and I actually really like using this on my inner corner. You can see it's just so much more bright than the one from Thrive, so I'm going to keep that. And then I also have this one in the shade Golden Bronze, which is so pretty. I really want to use this like all over my eye because look at that. It's just so cool. I really love that shade. So definitely going to keep those two. So as far as, cream shadow or whatever single shadows go, this is all we have left. Feeling pretty good about it. I think next maybe we'll do brow products. Nothing, like no specific category. Now onto brows. I have a bunch of things all mixed up together, and of course I missed something. I swear this is not on purpose. I have another little eyeshadow primer. This is from My To You and My C. I think I wore this once and I made my eyeshadow crease even worse, so I'm just going to get rid of it. Now here I have all my eyebrow products together. I only have like 3 brow, but I am actually going to get rid of one of them. This is just the Primark Brow Sketch in the shade Dark Brown. I don't really love it that much, and I still have, it takes me a very long time to go through brow products, so I'm just going to declutter this one. And the 2 that I'm going to keep is this one here from MAC. This is the Spiked Eyebrow Styler, and this one from Kosas. This is the Brow Pop in the shade Medium Brown. So keeping those 2. Then for gels, I have like my 2 favorites and really 3 favorites maybe. And the rest are like kind of okay. This is the Airbrow from Kosas. This is the clear brow gel, but of course mine has gotten quite gross as I've been using it, but it's really good. And then I have a tinted one here from Merit. This one is in the shade Brown, and of course this one they sent to me. So good. This is the one that I've been using every single day. Highly recommend. Oh my gosh, I keep dropping stuff. And then I have this one from Huda Beauty. This is the Balm Brows Full and Fluffy, also in medium brown. This one has like a super skinny little brush, and then it also has some fibers in it, so really enjoy that one. Now, out of these brow products, I know I'm going to get rid of this one. This is a KVD 24 Hour Super Brow Longwear Pomade. This is in Walnut. It's just far too dark. I got this in like a mystery box, and I thought like maybe it would work, but it's going to be way too dark. It's almost black, so I'm definitely going to get rid of this one, and I don't really wear pomades too often anyway, so I'm going to declutter this one. Then I'm also going to declutter this one here. This, I don't even know what the brand is. I got this in an Ipsy, but they sent it to me in the shade Blonde Taupe, because you have to put down like what your hair color is, and my hair obviously is blonde, but it's dyed blonde, so my eyebrows are dark, but they send me blonde stuff because my hair is blonde, but then if I didn't put blonde, then they would give me hair things. It's, Anyway, I'm going to declutter this one. Then I have this clear brow gel here from Patrick Ta. This one's okay. It's honestly kind of similar to this one from e.l.f. formula-wise. They both leave your brows sort of crunchy. I think I'm just going to declutter this e.l.f. one, and I'm going to hold on to the Patrick Ta. And I'm also going to declutter this one from Essence. This is the Make Me Brow in the shade Brownie Brows. I used to love this so much. It's very similar to the Huda Beauty in formula and in color, so I'm going to get rid of it. And then this one from NYX. This is the Thick It Stick It Thickening Brow Mascara. This one I think also has fibers in it, but the color is just a little bit too gray for me, and it's a little bit too waxy in my brows, so I'm going to declutter those. Then I have this little mini Kosas Airbrow in the shade Medium Brown, which I actually like, so I'm going to hold on to that one. And then I have this ABH Brow Pen in the shade Dark Brown. I don't really love a pen like this, so I'm going to declutter it. And then I also have this Benefit Gimme Brow. I don't even know, all of the label has rubbed off. As you can see, it's a very dried out, there's literally like crumbs falling off of it. So this one is going to go into my empties. And one last brow product I have is this from Benefit. This is the Brow Microfilling Pen in the shade Medium Brown. Absolutely love this. I think, is mine dried out? I think mine might be dried out. So I'm also going to put this in my empties as well. That is it for brow products. Pared it down even more. I literally have like none, but I don't know, brow products just, they don't really excite me, and once I find one that I like, I just kind of like to stick to it. So that is it for brows. I guess maybe now we'll go on to my eyeliners. I think that's what we'll do next. So I will see you at my eyeliners. So I have all of my eyeliners over here, and I do have quite a few, and I feel like probably a bunch of them are dried out, like maybe my ColourPop ones. So we're gonna have to go through and swatch everything. But this first one that I have here is from Too Faced. This is the Killer Liner in the shade Killer Camo. This is a really, really pretty sort of olive green type of color. I love this. I thought it was a liquid at first, so that is like why I got it in green, because I normally don't even buy pencil eyeliners. But if I just sharpen this really well, I can just use this as like a little smudgy wing. So definitely holding on to that one. It's my favorite color ever. Then I have this from KKW Beauty. This is in the shade Copper, and I don't really wear like liners like this, and if I do, I'm probably just going to use that Pixie one, so I'm going to declutter this one. You also can't even get that brand anymore, so I don't know, not very good to keep in my collection. This one though, from Pixie, this is the Endless Eye Silky Pen in the shade Bronze Beam. This one is really, really pretty, like smoked out on the lower lash line and stuff, or just even like on your actual like waterline. I think it's really pretty, so holding on to those too. Then I have these from Milk. These are the Jumbo Eye Pencils. I have it in Black Bean and in Milk. Milk is just a white one, and then I have Black Bean is a black one. I keep these for like Halloween time. Like I don't really do very many Halloween looks, but it can come in handy, so I am just going to keep those. And then I have this from Araceli. This is the Ojos Perfectos Gel Pencil Liner in, I think it's like a navy. Yeah, in navy. And this one's pretty. I actually really love the formula of this, and it's very nice to use on like my upper lash line to tight line. So I'm actually also going to keep that one. And then I have this one from Urban Decay. This is the 24/7 liner in the shade Mildew, which is kind of like a iridescent sort of green, or like metallic green. Not my favorite, but I don't know. I'm going to hold on to it anyway. It's small, so I don't mind keeping it. But yeah, I'm going to keep all of those. And then the rest of these are all liquid eyeliners. So I have this one from ColourPop. This is in the shade The Hills. This is their green one. And I do believe I recently repurchased this one because my other one dried out. So that one is still good. I have this one in the shade Try Me, and I really want to make sure that these aren't like dried. So I need to like, that one still seems good. Then I have this one in the shade Chili, and this one I can kind of tell is pretty dried up, so I am going to get rid of this one. I'm going to put that in my empties. And I have this one in the shade Honey Girl, which is sort of a nude color, and I don't really like need this in my collection. I was just kind of obsessed with the idea of having all of the eyeliners, but I'm not really obsessed with that idea anymore, and it's pretty much like my skin tone. Like it really, like once I have it on my eyes, you can't really see it, so I'm just going to declutter it. I also have this one, the pink one, which is like one of my favorite ones. This is in the shade Ducky, and I'm pretty sure this is like a newer one. Hopefully it's not dried out. Oh no, it is dried. I thought I bought a new one of these recently. I guess not, but I could tell like if I'm doing a wing with this, it's not going to be opaque. So unfortunately, this one I'm going to have to declutter. Then this one is in the shade Grande. This is the brown shade. I love this so much. It's a really, really nice brown. That one is nice and juicy, so I'll hold on to it. I also have this one in the shade Sky High, which is the like pastel light blue. This one feels really good. Yep, nice and juicy. Gonna hold on to it. And then finally, I have this one in the shade Graceland, which I'm pretty sure should be good. Yeah, this is just a white shade, and this is a really, really nice opaque white liquid liner. If you're looking for a white liquid liner that will cover up anything, definitely check this one out. It's so, so good, and they're really, really affordable as well. Then I have these three over here. This is my only black liquid liner. This is from KVD. This is the Tattoo Liner in Trooper. I don't really wear black liner. If you know me, I really only pretty much wear brown. I just feel like black kind of covers up my eyelashes, and I don't really love how it looks. So I am going to keep it though, just to have. And then my two favorite eyeliners ever are this one here from Fenty Beauty. This is their Fly Liner in the shade, I think, Big Truffle. It's so good. The brush tip on this is amazing. I've gone through one of these before, and this one was repurchased. It's amazing. And same thing, this one as well from Charlotte Tilbury. This is also a repurchase. This is in the shade Super Brown, and this one is just a little bit of a more neutral brown than the Fenty, which is just a tiny bit warmer. Both so good, and I'd definitely recommend them. So this is it for liners. And if I'm correct, I'm pretty sure that is the end of the video. I decided that I'm not going to be doing my eyeshadows in today's video just because I have too big of a collection and I feel like it'll just drag on the video. So I'm going to do my eyeshadow declutter or collection tour sort of in a different video coming up in the future. And then again, my lip products I also recently really did just a couple of days ago, and that will also be on my channel as well. Should be up already. So that is it for today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed watching me go through my collection and declutter a bunch of stuff. My box is like pretty full. So that is it, guys. I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.